test case.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Good, yes.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Где Максима, слева или справа?
Is this okay now? My audio is okay?
What?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Recording есть, да?
Не знаю, что это было.
Yeah, should
The recording started.
Okay.
Started?
Yeah, thank you. Alright.
Victoria just joined and left. Oh yeah, Victoria is back. Hi,
Victoria.
Victoria.
Right.
I got a quick question about yeah, sorry, I'm kinda not
Loud.
Yeah, please go ahead. No problem.
I was trying to upload test cases and before you validate, where you choose all the 10 types of columns that we choose, and on mine it shows just one column and it's kind of not understandable name on it. Yeah, I'll share the screen.
Sure. You share the screen. Let's see. How was your weekend?
It was good, thank you. And yours?
Good.
Okay, let me. That's what it is.
What is it? Yeah,
What is it that you're trying to do?
пытается share screen.
You are just shown as invited. I think you have to join this.
Yeah.
Видишь, тебя нету тут.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, just a second, hold on.
Hold on.
And
And you know what I mean.
I think one of you missed last class. No, all of you are there in the last class.
I was working from home.
Yeah, but otherwise we are all there in the last
Yeah.
class, right?
Forget about it.
Somehow my computer doesn't want to join. It tells me that I don't know what's up with the audio. It tells me about the. Okay, just a second, hold on.
То же самое ты делаешь.
you can use mic or no. It doesn't.
No, I think it's similar. See, okay, let me.
But we use it. Don't use the audio.
Yeah, I know, but. Unable to audio control.
Все забыл.
Алиса телефон как-то последний раз. Window.
Ладно, все, брось.
Let me make a screenshot and I'll send you on the Slack, okay?
Yeah, no problem. But after that also you can try to log into this bridge,
Yeah.
because you may have further questions later on also.
Yeah.
So
I
if
know, but,
you are
I'm trying-
successful, then from next time it will be easy for you. Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to log in and it tells me about the audio initialized, but I don't know what's up. It doesn't really doesn't really make sense, audio, and I'm trying to log in.
Sure.
Join.
If you are able to join in between, let me know. We can discuss on that. Okay.
Okay. Let me make a
Even after the class, we can try. Not a problem. Meanwhile, you can send me the screenshot. If I have a direct answer, I can.
Okay.
So, did you remember anything from last class?
Maybe.
Oh, shit. Where is that screenshot?
It's something interesting we discussed.
Yeah.
I'll just share my screen.
Nice one. Oh.
Is this familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks familiar. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Soslan wants to explain this.
Oh.
No. I was just looking.
Yeah, go ahead. No problem. Just try it.
Yeah.
What are Seleni's commands?
Commands.
The commands which can be understood by the Selenium server are called Seleni's commands, right?
Yeah.
And how are they executed on the browser? In the form of JavaScript. Okay. And why do we need Selenium server? Because no browser allows cross-site scripting or cross-server scripting, which is XSS. Because XSS is blocked because of a security feature by every browser, we need Selenium server. And what does Selenium server do? It will act as a proxy in between the web application and our browser. So for every HTTP, it will stamp as if those requests are coming from our own laptop or our own desktop to the browser. So browser will not stop you from executing the Seleni's commands or the JavaScript. Okay. And what is firewalls? Firewalls is a set of rules which will allow or disallow the traffic based on the rules. Well, if you are not able to make the complete story, just like start and putting the definitions one by one, it will make the story.
Okay.
Otherwise, probably even I will not be able to remember everything at once. So I'll start with one definition, slowly I can. And we have seen a plugin called Selenium IDE, a Firefox add-on or a plugin called Selenium IDE. And with that, we can do record and playback. Right? So what is meant by record and playback? We are recording a test case. When we are executing, the Selenium IDE plugin is recording the steps, test steps. And whenever we want, we can edit some of the steps and can execute them.
Right.
So what is the advantage of that? Without learning anything about the Seleni's commands or any programming language, or without writing any program or script, we are able to achieve the automation. We can also edit the test data. And what is the issue with that or problems with that is because it is only available on a single browser like Firefox. We cannot automate test cases on other browsers like IE, Safari, Chrome, Opera, right? Also, it doesn't allow you to write conditions like if-else or loops like for loop, while loop. Okay. So we are going to use something called Selenium WebDriver or Selenium 2.0. So what is the benefit of Selenium 2.0 is it's a combination of two things. One is the Selenium project and second one is the WebDriver project. Remember, WebDriver project is not a new project which came into existing during Selenium 2.0. Both the projects were existing separately and they were merged because of the community, and it is called as Selenium 2.0 or Selenium WebDriver. The benefit of the Selenium WebDriver is In the case of Selenium server or the proxy, we are not testing the application under test. So whatever the application we test is called as application under test. It is also in short called as AUT, right? So for example, FITS application is a application under test for our project, for our bootcamp, okay? So whenever we are testing any AUT or application under test, or sometimes it is also called as SUT because it's software under test, okay? So in any of the case, if you are not testing it in the exact or almost similar environment to customer, it doesn't make sense for the testing, because it may be the case that whatever the issues we found or whatever the bugs we found may not exist in the customer environment, or whatever we are not able to find here, they may exist in customer environment. In both the cases, we are not achieving the goal of test or the goal of quality assurance, QA. So that is one of the biggest problem or drawback of Selenium server, which will be solved by WebDriver. In case of WebDriver means those are the hooks given in the browser's APIs. So browser itself is a program, so it has its own APIs. So browser will give us hooks in which we can send these commands so that browser can simulate either keyboard actions or mouse actions. And this is not happening through any of the JavaScript. This is not happening through any proxy. So we are almost like testing in whatever the conditions customer will use this. Okay. So that is the benefit of using Selenium WebDriver. Also, in case of JavaScript will only execute on the web page. And as I already asked you, if you see this web page, let me just refresh it. If you see this web page, only from here, whatever you see till here is your web page. Only from here. And this is status bar, this is refresh button, this is back button, this is forward button, this is close, minimize, okay, maximize. These are different tabs. All these are not called as pages. This is all browser. But your page start from here and end here. Probably if you can scroll, it will go down, but it is only from here to here. And your JavaScript will only work from here to here because it works on the page. Okay. So if you want to go back or go front, or if you want to refresh the page, or if you want to open more tabs, or if you want to play with the cookies, we'll also discuss what is cookies. In all those conditions, or if it has to work with pop-ups, alerts, or security warnings, all those cases, it will be difficult in case of Selenium 1.0. Whereas in Selenium 2.0, all this becomes possible because we are not really working only with the page, but we are working with the complete browser, which is what we will do in case of testing, manual testing, right? You are not stopped with your mouse or keyboard only to use from here to here. For example, if there is a Max is not in the class, right?
Who's this?
I think he is new for us, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I saw him. He joined on Friday afternoon.
Afternoon. Oh.
On to the QA Uber channel.
Okay. He's just invited. He's not in the class. So we are not stopped ourselves when we are testing to use our mouse from here to here, not only on the page. For example, think that you have a feature which says that once you are logged in, you should not click on the back button. Where is this functionality commonly exists? In most of your secured sites, like bank sites, right? You cannot, or you should not press back button, or you should not press refresh button. If you do that, then the session will be expired. You have to relog in. So if you are testing that kind of functionality or the stories, if you are using Selenium 1.0 where you have JavaScript, it is not possible, because you have to click on this button, and your JavaScript is only starting from here, which is JavaScript can only execute in the page. So it will be, I don't say it is impossible, but it is definitely a difficult task. We have some workarounds. We used to do that, but it's not straightforward, right? And if we start using those workarounds, sometimes those workarounds breaks. You have to maintain them. First, you have to understand them. So you lose a lot of time in automating than in real testing. Okay. So for all those, for solving all those issues, we use something called Selenium web browser or Selenium 2.0. So with more advanced features, we have Selenium 3.0. We will go to that later. That's the difference between Selenium 1.0 and 2.0. There is, philosophically, there is no difference between Selenium 2.0 and Selenium 3.0. They are philosophically same. Like they're based on the same theory. Okay. But it has more features when it comes to Selenium 3.0. At the same time, right now industry is just moving towards Selenium 3.0. So even though we try to do a lot of things in Selenium 3.0, there are still some open-ended work which is happening, or not completed work which is happening in Selenium 3.0, because of which we see some failures. So don't worry about that. So those bugs are already listed on the internet. So whenever we hit that kind of issues, we go try to search for them, and we try to solve them. But Selenium 2.0 is very stable right now. But somebody may ask you in the interview, do you know Selenium 2.0, 3.0? And we in QA don't want you to tell, no, we don't need, right? That's why we will also teach you Selenium 3.0. So all of you have done the homework of automating your test cases using IDE, some of the test cases.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck because I couldn't upload the test cases.
But both are not dependent, right?
Do I? Say it again?
You have all the steps, right? You have all the steps, either in Excel or...
I know, but I couldn't upload the test cases. I send you a screenshot. Can you check?
Yeah, that I'll see. I'm asking, like, both are independent, right? So you could have tried automating.
Yeah, no, I think I convert the file not the right way, I guess, to CVS. CSV.
Correct.
So,
can you open your file using Notepad?
Notepad?
Or WordPad, whatever you have. Notepad you will have, right? Windows.
Yeah, just a second.
Your CSV file, try to open with Notepad. And send me the screenshot. Max, are you facing any issues in joining the call? I see you dropping from the call and joining.
Yeah, I'm having kind of connection issues, but I hear everything you're saying, you know, so I'm just trying to get as much in. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Otherwise, you can just watch the video and let me know the questions. So, okay, I'll just move on. Meanwhile, you can do that. So what you guys have to do is, see, those both are independent tasks. What I'm telling is, even if you are not able to upload, please try to automate it and understand Selenium IDE also. Okay. So today we will move forward, and I'll show an example of an automated test case. You will not be able to understand the code completely. There'll be a lot of question marks, but I have to start somewhere, so I'm just starting here by showing an example and executing it. So But most of the purpose of today's class is setting up our laptop for writing the code, which is Java. Why we have selected Java, I already told you. Why Selenium? Because it's an open source project. It's not commercial project. No need to pay to anybody. And it's a stable project. It has a good community, open source community, which supports us. And Selenium is natively written in Java. So if our test cases are also automated in Java, it will be easier for getting the answers from the community because they are all Java people. But otherwise, you can write Selenium test cases in Perl, Python, Java, Ruby, all those things. But those are all different language names. So what is a language, programming language?
Java.
Yeah, that's an example. But what should be called as programming language?
Something, it's a programming language. It's a set of rules and conditions.
And it's a contract between us and the computer, right? Which can be understood and agreed and understandable by us and computer. So for example, I can speak my own mother language or native language. It is all conditions, it has vocabulary and all, but computer can't understand it, or you can't understand my language, right? So we both can't communicate. So it's essentially a programming language is a communication language. We should be able to communicate to the computer what we meant, and it should be able to execute those commands or our instructions. Okay, so it's a contract between us and the computer. So right now, because we have to tell our Selenium server or Selenium WebDriver what we are asking it to execute, so we need a common language. And that language we are selecting as Java. Okay. So for that, we need to install some softwares, and we will see in this class what are all the softwares we will install, and we will understand about that separately in different classes. So don't worry if you are not able to completely grasp what I'm telling, because we have separate lectures on everything. So first of all, let me put you a question. If you want to build a house, will you bake the bricks?
Say it again.
If you want to build a house, construct a house, will you bake the bricks? Will you prepare the cement, or will you buy them and start the house?
Bricks, buy the bricks and start.
Buy the bricks, right? Because if you start baking the bricks, it will take a lot of time for you for the construction, right? And if you are not experienced in that, you may end up making mistakes, and you may face a lot of problems financially. Also, you may make incur losses, right? Because of which, what we do is we'll take some building blocks and we start. So every language has such building blocks, and those are called as libraries. Okay, so every language will have some building blocks, and that is called as library. And who will create these libraries? The primitive libraries will be created by the language owners itself, whoever will create the language. For example, initially Java was created by Sun Microsystems, a company called Sun Microsystems. Later on, it was purchased by Oracle. Okay. So these people have written their own libraries, and those are called as native libraries, or they are called as system libraries. You can think of system libraries, which are given by the Java itself. Okay. Examples are java.lang is a library name, java.io is a library name, java.util is a library name. Okay. So all these are like library names. At the same time, for example, today when I'm teaching you, I got a brilliant idea and I have created a library. I have created some interesting piece of code. That also I can make it as a library and I can publish it openly so that you guys can use it. That is called as third-party library. Somebody other than you is writing the libraries. And you can use it, right, for your purpose.
Yeah.
So whenever you have a library, how do you give this library to somebody else?
Zip it.
Okay. Yeah, normally if you have a lot of files, what do you do? If I ask you to submit an assignment, what do you do? If you have 5-6 files, you zip it and give me. Right? Similarly, in Java, we create a jar file. JAR.
Yeah.
Okay. So jar stands for Java archive. Okay. It's a zip file of some Java code. So those jar files will be called as libraries normally. These libraries can be system libraries or they can be third-party libraries. System libraries will come to your system whenever you install the programming language. So no need of getting it from anywhere. But if it is third-party libraries, you have to get that jar from that person. Now we are all in a class. I'll tell I have written this jar file and I'll put it into your Slack. You can download and use it, right? But if you don't know the owner, you don't know his email ID, you don't know his phone number, Slack, how can you get that? It will be difficult, right? So for that sake, actually, Java community has come up with a different way that is called as Maven repository. Remember, you may not be able to appreciate all these concepts, but let me just tell you and slowly we will revisit all of these. Okay. So Maven library is like a public library which is available in your states. Okay. So if I write a book, you don't know the author, but if I put that book or the magazine in the public library, the chance is that a lot of people can go to the catalog, understand that there is some book like this, you can get it and read it, right? So similarly, if you see Maven repository is a website. Can you see mvrepository.com? Okay. So if you see, these are all libraries. So what do you do now? You go to, for example, let's see, Selenium itself is a library. Remember, Selenium is not a software. Okay. Selenium is a library. Selenium is a set of files which were written by somebody and they have given it to us as a jar file. So Selenium Java is a, if you see here, it is having 2. Version. It started with 2.0 because this is Selenium WebDriver, and it went up to 3.11.x, which is the latest version. So it keeps on increasing. You can see on which date this latest version was released. Okay. So you can go to any of the version, and here it says something which is unfamiliar to us. Okay. But leave about that. Here you can see in the files you have jar file. If you click on that, it will automatically is accept. I don't see accept. Only discard is coming. Okay, this is because of some new update for my laptop. Okay. If you try to download, it will download. Okay. I should see a keep option. I'm not getting it. It's only asking about discard. So what is this jar file? This is an archival file or a set of files which were written by somebody. Who is somebody? Here you can see the home page is seleniumhq.org. Those are the people who have written this, and they are distributing it. Where they are distributing? Maven repository. Now let us see Selenium 1.0, or which is also called as Selenium server. See Selenium server. Again, it is coming to this. Let me just go to Selenium RC server. Do you see here? Only 1.1.
Quick question. What's the difference between RC and just a Selenium server?
I think Selenium server is also, it is directing to WebDriver. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But normally the RC stands for remote control.
Oh, okay.
Remote control. No.
Remote control. Or we can also call it as proxy. Why it is called as remote control? Because we can give it instructions through Celinese commands. Right? You go back into this page here. From Celinese commands, we are able to control the Selenium server. That's why it is called as RC, remote control. Okay. So if you go to that, here also you have different jar files. So what is that we learned till now? Java is a programming language. Java can have two types of libraries: system library or third-party library. System library comes along with the Java installation. Third-party libraries comes. Should I be slow to so that you can note down?
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah.
All right.
System libraries will be given by the Java installation itself. And third-party libraries will be given by third party, and they are distributed to the public using Maven repository. Maven repository you can think as a public library. Okay, I mean, public library hall kind of. And on that, all the jar files will be hosted. Jar stands for Java Archival. So if you have to create a third-party library and give it to public, what will you do?
Use Maven repository.
Use third party
What the cost?
library.
If you have to write a library and give it to the public, what will you do? You
Post
create
it.
a jar file and host it on Maven repository,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
I mean, like 99% of the time we don't do that, but you can do that. Anybody can put files on Maven repository. We have to go through a security screening because jar files are like executable files sometimes, so they can harm your computer. Okay. Now here the problem is, if you have a third-party library and this third-party library is using another third-party library. Okay. So for example, your laptop is an item for you, but laptop has some chips, right? For example, ConnectZen chip for your network. In almost all your Dell laptops, you have a ConnectZen chip which is used for your Wi-Fi. Okay. So you have graphics card, you have memory cards, all those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your computer are dependent. If I have to release a laptop, I am dependent on availability of all those things, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, if I have to use this, you are dependent on lot of files. For example, if you just scroll down, you can see compiled dependencies are Selenium core and Selenium server coreless, which means it is telling that if you want to use it, first download these two, then only download this. Okay, I'm happy. Let me go and download this. Let me go to a version. And if you just scroll down, can you see the dependencies?
Mm-hmm.
Which means it is telling that if you want to use core, first download all these. So how many? For first, Selenium has 2 dependencies, core and coreless. Core has again 3 dependencies. Again, let me dig down. Let me go to a version. Scroll down. Good. It has 1 dependency. Hamcrest core. So if you keep digging down and just writing it on a piece of paper, this is called as dependency tree. Okay. And if you want to set your environment, you have to download all of these things together. For Selenium, I remember you have to download around 72 jar files, dependencies. And all of them should be of specific versions. If you just download randomly some versions, all the dependencies, it won't work. Right? If your car has some issue, it has to replace with the similar kind of part, right? Spare part. Some random spare part, you cannot get it and put it, right? Your combustion has some issue, so you have to get the same model part, otherwise it won't work, right? So here also your libraries are dependent on each other, not just dependent on the other libraries, but on a specific versions. So I'm just giving this to you information because you can understand how difficult it is to maintain all these dependencies. Okay, so to solve that problem, almost all the developers and the test engineers, automation engineers, use a tool called Gradle. Actually, people use Ant, Maven, and Gradle. I think we have selected Maven here, so we'll talk about Maven. So what does Maven does? Maven do is, if you tell what is the library you want and what is the version of the library you want, only 2 information. For example, I want Selenium 3.16. What it does is, it goes to Maven repository, it understands all the dependencies, it understands all the dependencies correct versions, it downloads and put it into your laptop. Will that be easy, or will you searching all of them and downloading 1 jar by 1 jar and putting is easy? Right? So Maven is a tool which can download the libraries and its dependencies. Okay. Are you able to appreciate why we need Maven?
What? Say it again.
Because Maven will download the library and its dependencies of the correct versions. Versioning is one of the important problem. Otherwise, I mean, even if it is 72 jars, you can download. But the problem is, I come to the next class and say, we are not going to use 3.16. There is a latest version. Please use 3.19. Now, what will happen? You have to again find out all the dependencies with all the correct versions which are supported for 19. So you will take 2 days to correct it, your existing input. But with Maven, you will just go into the Maven file, which is a POM file, and you just change 16 to 19 and just say men clean install. That's it. It will clean off the 16. It will get all 19 dependencies with correct versions. Okay. So first we will install Java, then we will install Maven and see. So normally, how do we install? We'll download the software, we'll extract it, we'll double click, and we'll say next, and we'll install, right? Instead of that, it's very easy to use these tools. Why do we have 4 laptops there?
Oh, that's his spare one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has a lot of them. He's very smart. He has 2 phones, he has 2 laptops.
So So to automate the installations or to easily install, because every time what will happen is if you have to install and uninstall, you have to remember where the software is available and all, which will be a problematic. So for Windows people, we use a tool called Chocolate, and for Mac people, we use Brew. Okay. So first we have to install Chocolate. So let me help you installing that. Today it's an interactive kind of thing because we have to set it up. You will face a lot of problems, so I want to do it during the class.
Okay.
When once you have installed Chocolate, it will be easy. So you can go to this site.
It's for Windows.
I'm just putting it on the chart. Chocolate.
Oh.
Who are having Mac, just on your terminal, enter Brew, BREW, and enter. See if it's already installed.
Okay.
For some of your versions, it's already installed.
Brew. Command.
So
It says command not found.
Yeah, that's okay. Then I can solve it. But if it's already installed,
How do we know? How do we know if it's installed?
just on the terminal, enter command called BREW, Brew.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yes. It is not coming out. That means it's installed. It will take some time. Okay. And if it's not installed, whoever is having the problem, just execute this command. For Windows people, please go to the first link, which is chocolate.org. I think this is not allowing me to send this command. Okay. So I'll just send you the link. Slack is. I'm not suggesting anything. Okay, it's showing that. Just go to the brew.sh, people who are using Mac, and copy this command, which starts with user bin ruby. Just copy the entire command and paste it onto the terminal.
Just a second.
I don't have
Installation.
homepage.
No, go back. Go
Where?
back. Просто это, delete this installation. There you go. This thing.
This one. Okay. Copy.
Okay.
Copy.
Let me know
and-
if it says you should be administrator or something. Let me know. For Chocolate, just scroll down. Okay. And here you have a link called install Chocolate now. Click on that. It won't download anything. Once you go to the next page, just scroll down. And here you have command. No need to copy this entire command. On the top here you can see you have a black and white boxes, right? And next it says copy the command. If you click on that black and white, it will be copied. If you are facing any problems, guys, just connect to the Slack. Sorry, connect to the Chime and share your screen. Let us see.
Okay, so this link can copy to the
Command
Okay.
command prompt. For Windows, just open the command prompt and copy paste this. Mac, for people who are using Mac, you have to copy this command and execute it. Let me know what is the status.
No, hold on a second. Только нет. Нет, там это логин.
No.
Mine is done on
Stop
Mac.
using.
Sorry, you are getting some error.
No. My installation is done on the Mac.
Done. You are able to see brew. I mean, now you are able to use brew command.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Just wait for a second. Once other people complete, we'll move on.
DB.
И это share the screen, если,
А зачем мне шкаф?
если захочешь.
Then you
Okay,
can share the screen.
Windows is done too.
Windows is completed.
Yes.
Как ты вышел?
Okay, good. Can you just close that command prompt and open a new command prompt and say Choco, enter. CHOCO, Choco, enter.
How to exit this?
Че?
How to exit?
Ты команд exit напиши.
Какого exit? Я писать ничего не могу.
Password. Ну, это выключи.
Сейчас просит запомнить или нет? Термин. Окей, ладно.
No, just screen this thing.
Да это я давно уже поставил.
Заинсталлировалось.
Я не знаю.
So what do we have to type to check if it's properly installed
Brew or
Which one? On the Mac?
on the Windows?
Windows Choco, CHOCO. Choco.
Yagnan, I have some message that says requires administrative permissions.
You had to run it as a
Yeah. In that case, just add or just say sudo su, sudo space su. I'm just writing the command on the Slack.
Okay.
If you have to give administrative permissions, you have to say sudo su. Enter, and it will ask you password. That password is your laptop's password only.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
Or
write
even-
for the Windows to check the version or whatever, the Choco or something?
Choco, that's it. Choco, enter. It will say whether it is available, that command is available or not.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good.
If sudo su is not working, then you can use just sudo space the entire command.
Ah.
That also option you can say.
Получилось?
Не идешь?
А,
Или процесс? Xcode.
So in sudo su stands for super user, which is like administrator in any of the Linux file system or Unix file system like Mac. And sudo means we are just converting ourselves. Sudo.
mm.
Are you able to do that?
It's in the process.
It's in process.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Only for the first time.
Installing and downloading
Just the first
something.
time, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it has to brew. Right?
receiving objects.
Brewing is a long process.
Yeah. Okay. Cloning.
But why are we using this Choco or brew tools?
No.
Твой паспорт.
Какой компьютер? Ну, что ли? No, I'm done. Think so. Okay. I'm done.
Victoria, I think it's yours is installed. Just close this command prompt, open another command prompt, and just enter Choco. CHOCO. whenever you install anything on Windows, just close your existing command prompt and open a fresh one. Otherwise, the commands won't work on the existing.
Ruby scripts.
Any problems with other people?
No.
Oh, no.
So whoever are able to install Choco, you can just say Choco install JDK.
Так у нас же есть уже GDK.
Это Brew.
Different.
If you are Windows, Choco. If you are Mac, from here, whoever is using Windows, use Choco. Whoever are using Mac, use Brew.
Ошибка.
Я тоже.
Okay. I think, Victoria, when you have executed this command, you have executed this as a non-administrator. So what you can do is in Windows, search for CMD. And when you see CMD, right click on that and say open as administrator or run as administrator. And
Yeah.
re-execute the Chocolate command, the previous command, which is like at percentage, all those big command.
Quick question. On mine, I'm running it as an administrator, and I tapped to Choco install JDK, and there's a failed package installed failed, and I think similar to hers, to Victoria's.
Can you just send me the screenshot?
Yeah, hold on.
А ты, у тебя ошибка, да, там пишет? Error, no available formal name,
Что
GDK.
такое? Он пишет error, да, no available formula with the name JDK.
Мгм. Yeah.
It will be good if you can share your screens. I can help you easily.
Yeah, on my computer, I can't even.
Yeah. Whoever actually was able to. Yeah. I can see yours is being declined.
Yeah.
Ты будешь share?
Нет?
Ну давай, зачем мне одинаково?
There's no harm in sharing. Don't worry. Unfortunately, I don't have Windows machine, so I cannot directly help you. So that's why I'm asking you to share. Tell me, what are you facing any problem? If so,
Yeah, you know what we have? Yeah, I know. The message that we both of us received, me and Sergey, is it says no hold on. No available formula with the name JDK. And then there's
JDK.
another. Yeah,
Okay.
and then
we can search.
I send you a screenshot on Slack.
I think this was changed by Chocolate.
That's for me, I think.
that's the Windows.
Just a second. You can search for the package here. See how I get this this information? Just I search on the Chocolate SE. I say JDK, or even I can say Java. Java, when it says JRE, but because we are going to write the programs, we have to install JDK. So just try this command. Previously, JDK was working, but I think they have updated something. So whoever are using this, let me just remove this. So in future, if you need any package, just you can search on the chocolate itself. Just there is a search button. Just say JDK, because it may change later point of time. And in Brew, let me search.
Yeah, that with 8-digit at the end, it works.
It works, right?
Yeah, it's in process though, still.
Он тоже Brew, JDK.
Yeah, just go to
Try this. Whoever are using Brew, just try this.
Brew, Cask, what?
Brew, just say Brew update and Brew Cask install Java.
Brew update? Okay, Brew update.
Yeah.
Brew update.
Okay, and now
Up to date.
Brew Cask install Java. Okay. Install Java.
Unfortunately, I can't validate these commands before the class because it's already installed on my machine.
Mm-hmm. Learning, taking.
So Java is a programming language which we are going to use for Selenium, writing programs for Selenium. And Selenium is a library.
Больше 3 часа не было.
Сейчас сколько процентов сейчас?
5.
У меня 19. Ой.
Ты на какой-то логин.
Ты набрал Brew Cask, да? Набрал? Да.
А ты на Wi-Fi?
То же самое, у меня сейчас 12.
Wi-Fi
It will take maybe 4-5 minutes.
Wi-Fi.
What happened? It's not working.
Yeah, it's downloading. It's only 15%. Okay.
У меня мощнее компьютер.
Да ладно, все мощнее. Ты начал раньше, блин, мощнее.
Нет, что вообще.
Не надо включить.
Choco is not only for programming. You can install almost anything on Windows. For example, you need a VLC player and all, you can install it Choco. So it's a example. If I want to play some videos and I need VLC player, just check Choco install VLC, it will install. Not just for our class. You can use it for fun also.
Какой Wi-Fi?
Ну, какой чуть-чуть Wi-Fi.
5.
Что долго?
We don't do these installations every day. It's only one time. Somebody is unhappy with our installations.
No, we're very happy. Why?
Just takes a while.
Somebody outside the class, I think, is not happy. They're making some noise.
Oh, that's the printer. Somebody printed something.
Printer is music.
You know, like old computers when they desktop computers when they download or something thinking, and it's kind of so loud you can hear that the hard drive turns
Yeah.
and it's so kind of interesting.
Здесь был мусор, там был.
Good.
Что за хрена происходит?
Пятницу что-то само.
Ну, куда мы отправили? Сколько у тебя, 70?
Я уже закончил давно.
Давно, да.
Не вообще тормозит.
Sure, Max, we have separate classes on Java. I'll elaborate what are all the functionalities of Java, what is the best thing about object-oriented programming and all. And VLC player, we are not going to install using Java actually. So I'm saying like VLC player can be installed through Chocolate. Chocolate is a tool which is used for installations. I mean, I can show you a program how we can install Java using VLC player, but that will be out of the scope of this course. But what I have just explained is how we can install VLC player using Choco. Because you should not think like Choco is a tool which is only required for programming languages. Choco is a general installation tool, software installation. It is still downloading.
It's almost done.
Mine is over. It's ready.
Verify and check sound.
And mine's done too.
Done for all of you? 3?
So, mine is done. Java was successful installed. Не ж было же.
Yes.
So if it is done, then we can install Eclipse.
Oh,
So
we use Eclipse.
are you using NetBeans?
Whatever. What.
Install J.
IntelliJ? Already you have?
I have Eclipse now.
Well, we all do have Eclipse downloaded.
Installed.
Yeah. I'm saying like, are you already using one of the tool like IntelliJ?
I've never used IntelliJ.
Okay. So what I'm telling is, if you are already using it and if you like that tool, anything like this Eclipse or IntelliJ or NetBeans is called as IDE. That is a tool which helps us in programming faster. Okay. So if you are already accustomed with something, it's okay. You can continue with your preference. But if you are not, just stay with me with Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can show you multiple plugins in Eclipse, which we can use for Cucumber, which we can use for keyword driven. Okay. I'm not specifically advocating for any of the IDE, but if you don't have preference at this point of time, you can stay with Eclipse. If somebody has already voted for IntelliJ, please continue. No problem.
3 of us, we have Eclipse installed already. And
You have installed?
yeah, and quick question, what kind of tools or programs we're going to use with Eclipse?
What do you mean?
All the programs we are going to use are already, I have published it in GitHub. Okay.
GitHub.
So I'll share this link. We'll also create one account for them. Victoria.
Victoria.
Okay, good. Victoria, just install Choco, install JDK 8.
And that's going to take a while.
Yeah,
Next 5 minutes.
sure. And so if you have already installed Eclipse, it's okay. Then you can install Gradle. So Gradle is a tool which will download the third-party libraries and its dependencies with the correct versions.
Is there a command that we check if we have Gradle installed already?
Yeah, you can just say Gradle.
Gradle.
On Windows, it should be run on command prompt. On Mac, you should run it on terminal. And it shows some help message like this.
Скачивается.
Подожди, я не начал.
Gradle скатываешь?
Что там началось?
Я не скачалась.
Я только нажал.
Не обычный.
I think you might have installed Maven. So I'll explain in this course both Maven and Gradle. Because Maven, like 60% of the people are using Maven, but the latest tool is Gradle. So most of the people are converting to Gradle. So I am going to explain you both.
Okay, how on I tapped the Gradle and doesn't recognize the.
So it just say Choco install Gradle, whatever I'm showing on the screen.
Okay.
Ну, видишь, Choco.
And for Mac, Brew install Gradle.
Мгм.
So it's very simple, right? Installations now becoming simple. Otherwise, I should give you a link where you can download. Then I should say, okay, double click this, give this instruction, and all. Nothing. It's a. Also, you can use this during automation. If you get a new machine, you can just write a script which will take care of all of these. Right now, we are doing all these steps manually.
Нормально. Все. Хорошо. Все нормально. На Windows тоже ставишь.
Да.
Окей, we are done.
Выставлять дождаемся.
Не знаю, работает. Okay, finished.
Getting you back.
Mhm.
So can you open whatever the browser you are using? So all of you, please open your Eclipse, or if you have any other preference IDEs, just open it.
Eclipse. Ну, Eclipse.
Just before that, open the Eclipse. Meanwhile, it will take some time to open. Meanwhile, you go to your File Explorer or Finder based on your operating system,
Uh-huh.
where you can create directories and folders, right? That is called as File Explorer in Windows, and if in Mac you call it as Finder.
Oh. Yeah.
So go to any locations. For example, I'm going to desktop. Okay, right click and say new folder. Like Windows, you can create also new folder and just call it as, for example, I'm just calling it as bits-automation. No need to put the same name, you can put any name, but just remember where you are creating that folder, because after 2 or 3 days, if you ask me, I don't know. You say, Yagna, I created one directory on Monday, but I don't remember. Even I don't know, right? Because on your computer where you are creating, for example, here I am creating on desktop. See, I have selected desktop, creating a folder. So remember the location where you are creating and the folder name. If required, write it on a paper.
Fits.
I'm just calling it as Fits Automation. You can call any name. That's all.
Fits.
That's my project name.
Okay. Where am I?
So is that the same thing as the workspace folder?
Mhm.
Kind of, but we are not going to use workspace.
Okay.
We are going to use this as workspace.
Забрать компьютер. Пусть на него.
Я могу долбануть. Посмотри, как положить. Да, не валится, валится.
Okay. In that project folder,
Есть.
just go into inside that project folder, and inside that create a directory called src. Small letters, src stands for source, where your source code will be there.
Mhm.
SRC вот это.
New folder
But
SRC.
this name is mandatory, it should be same. You cannot use some free name.
Okay.
It should be
Yeah.
src.
Okay.
Done with src. Once you create SRC, again double click and go into that and new folder main.
And bin, I think.
Okay. I'm repeating in the project folder. Project folder can be any name. After that, inside that you create SRC. Inside that you create main. Again, inside that you create Java. Small letters, everything small letters.
Okay.
Java. So I'm just showing on the slide. Project folder, SRC, main, Java. Okay. See if you all can access this link.
See.
The public repository, so everybody can.
Где он послал? Ясно, окей. Apply plugin Java.
That's the one.
Okay. Are you able to access that link? See the content?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, in the folder, in the project folder where you have SRC, in the same folder, like SRC, you should be able to see this SRC. There, if you are Windows, just right click and say new text file, or else let me do one thing. I'll just download this file. It's easy. Then you creating this file. Let me just download it. Give me a second.
New text file.
Can you say again?
No need to create new text file. I'll create this file and send it to you. Because you may make some mistakes when you are creating it. Just a second. If you make these settings, it will be helpful for all the time.
Там Макс голосовой белый. В SRC что-то не... Ты что делаешь? Нам что пошло?
So you just download whatever the file I have sent you and put it into that directory.
So
It's easy.
we have to create new text document or something?
No need. That file you can just directly download and put it here.
Okay.
Along with SRC.
Download.
Download.
Куда он download?
You have download option, right?
Yeah.
In the Slack, just download and put it into the same folder.
Да блин, она малая. Макс, хоть туда сюда. Мешает только.
I don't see download option for myself.
Какой ты, Макс? Запутался. Куда он?
Okay, it has done. So what are the contents of this file? For now, you don't know. We have a separate topic on Gradle and Maven. I'll explain during that time. So for now, it's something unknown. Because we have to set up, we are using it. Okay. Once you copy that, if you are on Windows, will be easy. On this directory, on the top you have like C:/ something / something, right? Click on that, remove everything using your backspace. Just type CMD, enter. It will open the command prompt at that location.
CMD enter?
Yeah, on the top you have like C:/ something, right? What is the place where you have
Просто
Я не понял ни хера. Куда это, блядь, что делать?
Это вот там, где директор, да?
Как сюда файл ставить? Я не понимаю.
Блин,
таскать просто
Окей.
drag and drop.
Не пойму, что происходит.
что-то не там.
Ты скачал файл.
And if you are in Mac,
No.
it will be somewhat difficult. Where did you create your project folder? Can you tell me on your desktops? People who are using Mac, where did you create your project folder?
I put it on my desktop.
Desktop, right? So in that case, just use this command cd tilde. So tilde is like shift and then the key down your escape. That is called tilde. Slash capital D desktop. And then your project name. For example, I have used Fix Automation. Okay. Enter. I'm repeating, it should be CD if you have created it on desktop. Otherwise, you have to use some other. CD tilde desktop Fix Automation. And run this command.
Jagna, can you tell me again in that folder fits automation where we put that build Gradle file?
On the top, it shows the location of that folder, right? C colon where your folder is. Can
Yes.
you tell me? Yeah, remove that content, like C colon everything, remove that content, select all backspace
And
type command CMD there and enter.
oh, okay, got it.
It opened, right? And you have to just execute the same command. I sent it on Slack.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Now it will start downloading some POM files, some jar files, some POM files, some jar files. Is it happening like that?
Не знаю, что. Я вообще не знаю, что спросить.
Окей, где фолдер, где у тебя там?
Ну, source он сказал
А
скачать.
ты Gradle тут файл сюда кинул?
Где? Он
Который
тут
он-
стоит должен.
Где? На Slack где?
Да я знаю, я его загрузил. А как его сюда? Куда загружать?
Он
Source или вот здесь рядом с source должен быть?
Он рядом с source должен быть.
So Aslan, it's happening like that?
Главное,
Как?
Is it downloading something?
Yeah,
POM
yeah,
jar?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
окей, где тут Gradle у тебя файл?
And that will only download for the first time. From all the next times, it will remember where are these files and it will use only those files.
Копия.
Блин, подожди. Окей, так.
So sometimes when you join a new company, you will do this on the first day or second day, and that's it. For next 3 or 4 years, you will never do this. So even you will forget these steps.
Okay.
Вот, теперь иди. А где на Mac как ты сделал ему этот, чтобы он выскочил?
На терминал, где у тебя?
Ну,
Где Slack?
ну. Что там еще?
Вот это сделал.
Anyone on the call, do you have any other problems?
Теперь идешь. и
Я уже был там.
Это сделал?
Не-не-не. Тебе надо сиди вот эту фигню, как он сказал.
Да.
Desktop.
Надо, где тут файл?
Fix Automation называется.
Да, фиц. Да, как у него.
Идешь сюда и здесь
Вот это вставляешь.
вот это вставляешь.
Да.
Говорит, Сень.
Смотри. Я так и хотел сделать. Это я занят желанием удовлетворить.
Выкинь меня весь из
We'll also
Что ты там слушаешь? Не пишет?
А где номер клипс вставлено, да?
Вверх.
Это все, да?
А, есть.
We made a mistake. I think we are using the wrong Gradle file. Let's download it. Yes, we'll start with that. I think I have downloaded the old Gradle file. Let's see. Not a problem. Okay, it's done.
It is done, yeah.
Okay. So then you can open your Eclipse. And if you are opening Eclipse for the first time, on the right hand side top corner, you have go to workbench. Just click on that arrow. And if you are opening this for the second time, you don't see that. You will directly go to a screen like this. Whoever have any problem, just let me know. Because if you stop here, then it will be difficult. Once the setup is done, like you can work independently. So now, here, this is the kind of thing you will see, but you don't see any projects here in the Project Explorer because you haven't created any project. Okay? So on the top, you have File, Edit, Source, Refactor, Navigate, Search, Project, Run, Window, Help.
We cannot see your tabs.
Sorry?
We cannot see your tabs.
You cannot see my screen?
Yeah, can you scroll it down a little bit?
Okay. On the top, you cannot see. Just a second. I can't scroll.
Hold on, let me try to do it this way.
А ты там ничего не сделал.
Actually, I cannot scroll it down because these things are coming on my top of the screen. I can't scroll it down.
А ты что можешь сделать?
Я на компе вот это вот двигал вверх-вниз. Or maybe zoom out. Hold on a second.
Нет, это не сделаешь.
Это этот самый.
Okay, anyways, I can show it on the slides, the same information I have it on the slides. Can you see on my slide, actually you have File, Edit, Source, Refactor and all?
Yes, we see.
So just go to File, click on New and click on Java Project. It's new Java project.
Hello world.
Next, you will see this kind of screen.
Uh-huh.
So by default, it will select use default location. Okay, this checkbox. Uncheck it and click on browse.
Блин, где найти?
It's automation.
Fits automation, so okay.
Uncheck it, browse it to your Fits automation. Even you should actually go into the Fits automation when you are browsing. So if it is in desktop Fits automation, browse into desktop inside that Fits automation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that, your finish button will be enabled. Okay.
Okay.
Just click on the finish button.
Done.
Done?
Yeah.
So after that, you should be able to see something like this. on the left hand panel, you will see Selenium. I mean, whatever your project name is. For example, Fits Automation, and you should see a triangle before that.
Exclamation mark.
У меня тоже.
Exclamation mark.
Yeah, could you explain, Yagna? We have like exclamation mark in the Project Explorer.
That's okay. That's okay. Even I have. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay. So it says there are some warnings. It's okay. Just click on the triangle. It will expand. Okay. So inside that, you should be able to see build.gradle and src/main/java.
Where is it?
Did you expand this triangle? Before Selenium, you have a triangle. Just click on it.
Selenium, this Selenium. I don't have Selenium.
Should be down there. Scroll down.
What Fits Automation?
Yeah, just scroll down. Selenium. Yeah.
If your Eclipse version is different, you may be seeing different colors and all. That's okay.
Это Selenium.
У меня вообще нет.
Because I'm using Eclipse Mars, you might be using Eclipse Neon or Oxygen.
Oxygen, yeah.
Что-то не так, я не пойму.
What you are not able to see? Are you able to see build.gradle file?
Build Gradle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see Belgrade, but it's different.
So
You are able to see something called reference libraries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you open that, just expand that, you will see a lot of things like Selenium, XYZ and all, jar files.
Yeah, we see Selenium, Chrome.
Okay. And most of the thing is set up. And do you see src/main/java?
You see my Java, yeah.
Yeah, only those three things will be there for you. You may not see other things. That's okay. Okay. So now expand src main Java. Please let me know if any of you not able to see.
I don't have this option to expand this.
Yeah, because you haven't created any files till now, right? So if you don't have triangle, that's okay. Before src main Java, just right click on that.
right click on it.
Then right click on that src main Java. Go to new and say class.
Okay.
Click on the class and give some name here. Name is first class. We don't know what is class today. That's okay. We don't know what is package. Nothing. It's okay. We'll just test our setup today. Okay. So just write first class without any space in between, and F is capital, C is capital. And don't change anything. Just click on finish. I'm repeating. Only write the name without space. First, in first F is capital, in class C is capital, and just click on finish. Okay.
Okay.
So did you get this kind of screen now?
Yeah.
First class.java.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just give you what you have to paste here. Just paste whatever I have given in between these two curly braces. Here I'm pasting.
Public static.
In line number 3, I'm just pasting it.
The
The moment you paste, it will give some errors. That's okay. I'll tell how to remove that.
you have to import it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
you have to import it. So just click on this error and select the first option, import. That's it. Now it's gone.
Import уже import.
So you can go to file and click on save, or you can just say Command S if you are using Mac, or you can say Control S if you are using Windows. That will save the file or save the class, whatever we have here. So if you are getting this error, just click on this error and select the first option, which is import, blah, blah, blah. And after that, just save it using Control S or Command S.
This is the ship cover.
Command S for Mac and Control S for Windows.
Yagna, we also have mistake when public class, first class, it's underlined. Also, it says that implicit superconstructor object. You know, what would that be?
What is the error?
It says implicit superconstructor object.
Is undefined. For
It is
default.
undefined, which means your Eclipse is not installed properly. I think the problem is you installed Eclipse later. You installed Eclipse first and then Java. So it is not properly linked.
Yeah.
Normally, we should never do that. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody getting the same issue?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have to, but I'm kind of behind.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I got lost where you guys went through the whatchamacallit.
Import.
No.
Way before that.
Way before.
Okay. Gradle.
I was trying to change the default like a location in my Eclipse, and then you guys went on, and I got lost there.
Okay.
So, do you have all the steps in the slides that you showed?
Yes, it has. See,
Yeah, I'll do them after
yeah.
done.
You can just uncheck the default location and browse to your project code. That's it. You will, yeah, just do that. Just uncheck this default location. By default, it's checked. Okay. And click on the browse. Okay. Then it will open your Windows file browser where you have to go and browse your code. Okay. You have to go and select your FITS application folder. Then finish button will be enabled. Just click on the finish. That's it. So now the problem is you guys have installed Eclipse before installing Java, right?
Right.
So I think just you have to uninstall this Eclipse, because Eclipse is not something like installation. It is just a file. Okay. So what you can do is you can just say brew install Eclipse. Do that.
But is it gonna delete or is it gonna install on top of the existing one, or?
No, actually, Eclipse is not like installation. It's just a executable file, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. And for Windows, it's Choco, right?
Yeah.
Choco install Eclipse.
How do you know?
So how did you install Eclipse without a JDK? Nobody told you?
No, we didn't.
We did install the Java before because we had the class before, and we did install Java and then Eclipse, and we used the workspace. But in our situation, we're gonna use different fits.
In Workspace, it's working. Everything is working. You're able to compile some code.
Oh, yeah. No.
I think somewhere some link got corrupted or something.
Okay. Similar name formal found.
Same thing.
We cannot install Eclipse.
Yeah, I'll send. Beyond it.
What is the error?
I'll send you the screenshot real quick.
Eclipse with Choco. Let me just give you. Choco, you should be able to install. Choco install Eclipse.
Yeah, I did it. But there's a what is okay, take it this one. Yeah, there's an error. It's saying that. Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot. Can you check real quick?
Sure. For Brew, try this.
Окей. Что там?
Eclipse, it's S, not C. Last one. ECLIPSE. It's a typo.
Where's typo? You have typo. Where is
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the screenshot of what I get.
Oh,
А,
duh.
Илья, блядь, вот. Как эфир засоряешь, блядь, тут. Вот. Май, цветы, блядь. Ну, семерно. Ну, тут что-то по-другому.
Did you try the new command? What I sent you?
No. Just show again.
So slow.
Yeah. Oh,
Brew
it's-
cast.
hold on, let me-
New command I sent you. So slow.
Brew cask. What is it? Install Eclipse. Что работает? Yeah. 6%.
Yeah, now it's. I think now it's gonna be good.
It's-
Sorry?
Satisfying- Yeah.
It's working?
Good now. Satisfying dependencies.
It's in the process. Again,
Downloading.
downloading
100%.
48.
Врешь.
Нет, 53.
Boy, 331 megabytes. Sheesh.
Jeez. Что это, место не это?
And
Хотел что-то сказать, передумал. Yeah, I guess it's gonna take a while to download and stuff.
No, it will take maybe 10 seconds.
Wow. Mine's 11%.
Yeah, Windows is especially.
So,
Might be showing
Yana,
partiality.
how can I change the type of that file for the test cases?
How did you create that CSV file? See, this is what I is showing.
What is
Yeah,
it?
that's what I had too. So I used the
wow.
what is it?
Well, I don't know which language it is.
Similar to Russian.
I used the
Okay.
LibreOffice Excel and
When you
Oh,
And
it's open office.
yeah. But
Yeah.
then I opened it on the Google Excel online, and I had the same thing what I had the normal, and
In that, actually, you should have file download as comma separated values, right?
yeah. But on since I uploaded to the online, it doesn't have that option download as.
This is Google Docs. I'm showing it on Google Docs.
Yeah, just a second, hold on. Что-то я
Тебе скучно было.
And
Ну. Грузит. Все у нас готово, да? Ты что?
yeah, but it's still. We got everything ready, but it still underlines that the class name.
Now,
But-
did you open the different Eclipse? What you have installed now?
Давай
You have to
перезагрузим.
close the previous Eclipse.
Да. Должен закрыть, окей. We close
That eclipse will not be corrected. Go to
Okay.
applications and you should see a different
Oh,
eclipse.
yeah. It's called Eclipse Java, not just Eclipse.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Eclipse Java? Есть Eclipse Java? Где покажи, какая там?
That's what,
Actually, when you are downloading Eclipse, also you should make sure that even if you are directly downloading, you are downloading Eclipse for JDK, not the other types of Eclipses. Eclipse can be used for different development, not just for core Java. Did you see the new Eclipse in applications?
Yeah, it's showing up there.
Yeah, just double click that, open it.
Не один Eclipse. Не один Eclipse. Что подобное?
For Windows, in all programs, you should be able to search.
Ой, бля. Где я его искал?
Open the new Eclipse and repeat the same steps. You have to re-import the project. File, Java project. You will come to the screen, deselect the use default location, browse the project.
This thing's so slow.
I cannot find my new Eclipse.
Is it on Mac or Windows?
Mac. It
Did
is
you go to applications?
applications.
Yeah. See, you open your Finder,
Yeah,
and on the left-hand menu, you have applications.
yeah,
See there.
applications. Oh.
Sorry, it's not there.
Eclipse Java dot app.
Yeah.
Eclipse app. Eclipse app. Okay. Eclipse Java dot.
Yeah, Eclipse Java.
А куда мы это делаем? Workspace какой? What kind of workspace we should use?
Anything is okay. Just click OK for a workspace because we import our own project from outside.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Okay, I'm done.
Done the chart?
А подожди, я еще не загрузил же этот.
Done in the sense you are not getting the errors now.
Вот. То, что... Мне ж надо по новой все делать.
I still have the same thing though.
Can you share your screen once?
Yeah.
Project name, какой там project?
Fits animation. First class.
First class.
Yeah.
Нет, тут жопа какая-то. Ничего нет вообще. Надо Gradle, errors. Блин.
То же самое, ну?
Тут ничего нет вообще. Мы что-то пропустили. Надо Gradle устанавливать опять вот это. Что?
Это самое.
Ну, что это такое? Вот
Говорит,
другой был.
Default этот самый. Этот location сделать. Yagna, can you explain how to change the location for where the file is at on the Eclipse? Directory.
Yeah, just browse it. Click. Just remove that. Unselect the use default location. Did you click on new Java project?
Okay. New Java
What's the
project.
first time? It says
Java new
steps.
project. Yeah.
Это я знаю.
Click on this link. Click on it. Click. И сделай тут там где fits automation folder.
что?
Do
Сначала сделай.
fits automation folder. Click on it.
Все, open.
Все, open.
Что оба? Что я open?
Все.
Это?
Да.
Теперь creating class.
Класс.
Inside fits. First class.
First class. There you go.
То стереть надо.
У тебя уже есть.
Вот это стереть, cancel делай сначала. Зелить. First class.
Can you share your screen? Susma?
Yeah, well, I think we'll get in there. Oh,
Because I'll just show the solution.
let's open this. Этот зеленый, я. И теперь сделай right click. Да, можешь сделать right click.
Мгм.
Name. А package тебе надо этот самый. Телефон. Share screen сделаем.
First класс 1 я могу написать. Что тут?
А тебе package надо установить.
Package default. Нет, зачем мне
Нет,
устанавливать?
ты дорожку к нему должна сделать.
I sent a screenshot. I cannot share.
Окей, ты нажми.
Why are you not able to log in? Because I can't help you with screenshot. I need your screen.
Это first class уже existing. I should use first class
У
1.
тебя есть в этом.
В старом.
Are you not able to join Bridge?
Это другой пакет.
Я know, but
Какая разница?
click it up.
Cancel.
Yeah. Почему я не
Join.
знаю?
Okay, shit. Share the screen, там share, идешь наверху. Верни screen.
Just click on the screen and then share screen.
Это то же самое, да? Импорт. First class,
Okay.
3, подчеркнут.
I can see your screen.
Okay, so I'll show
Let's
you.
go to Eclipse now. And now right click on Fits on the left hand side. The project name. Fits.
О, это
Fits,
Мне такая-
fits.
Not Eclipse. Fits.
Чё?
Right click on that. Go to
Uh-huh.
Properties.
Я тоже думаю.
Go to Build Path. The Java Build Path. Go to Libraries.
Делаем.
Yeah, you are already in Build Path. On the left hand side, libraries you have. On the right hand side, libraries. On the top, source projects libraries.
Where I go?
Just come down and see where you have JRE path.
Твою мать.
Don't have JRE. Yeah. See, it's not properly set. Just click on that. No need to expand. Just click on the JRE library. No need to double click. Cancel. Or or else, okay, let us correct it. Yeah, double click instead of removing and adding. You can double click and say install JRE.
Справа.
Не знаю, куда.
You can select Java SE 8. Yeah.
Apply.
Apply and close. Apply and close. Finish. Yeah, now apply and close. Now right click on the project and say refresh. Down you have refresh. Not refactor, refresh. Just save this class. Save this Java. Save it. Close it and open it. See, it should go. You're opening the same Eclipse.
Yeah, that's the same one.
Потом еще 3 часа ковыряться, разбирать.
Это uncheck, это там галочку внизу справа.
On the right hand side, click on Workbench.
И на X.
Workbench, right up.
Right of Workbench.
Мгм.
Still you got the same error. Show me the error on the 5th line. Let's say the unbound class path container JRE system. Java 9, Java 8. Who is using this Java 8?
Build passwords. You.
Still it says build path errors. Again, go to the which one you are using? Fits only, right? Inside fits only. Or right click on the fits. Go to properties. Others also please try this. It should work.
Where?
Java build path. First. Again you have click on that and remove that. Let us add or click on the last one. Finish.
Apply and close.
Apply and close.
Oh, there you go.
Now it's gone.
Wait. Что там делал последний?
Сделал труда видео.
Какое видео, блядь? Я пока видео дождусь,
Вот
я
здесь,
засну.
ладно, на Java, go на Java.
Вот.
Кликнем. Или double click.
Что double click?
Double click on.
Что double click?
Что-то да, здесь.
You have to select.
Вот. Сейчас я
Сейчас
херня. Здесь
должен выбрать 8.
не попал. Всё? Загрузить.
Somehow it is thinking that you are using Java 10.
Yeah. Refresh. Где это?
Что ты ищешь? Правую кнопку, да. Справа нажимать смысл. Ну, красный сверху. Или вот Libraries надо идти. Libraries. Здесь то же самое делаем, только что. Опять
What happened? Are you facing any issues?
странно. Мгм.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So now just right click on your program anywhere. Not there, actually inside the first class.java, right click in the space, in the white space anywhere. And say run as, down you have option run as
Huh?
Java application.
Mm. Сколько? Ну, да, всё.
Одном застряло.
Потом там,
Что ты прогнал?
You stopped it.
вот он не получился.
See, what did it do? It opened a browser,
Mm-hmm.
Firefox browser.
О,
So that is the code we have written. Let me give some interesting code. Just want to try whether it's working or not. So,
No. No, is this something?
что делать? Сказал, что да?
I don't know whether this will work or not because the its application got changed. You can try it. See, you may not be able to understand the code today. What happened? I think something got changed when I copied.
Что это? Ставить сколько?
Yeah, only it's still thread.c. Instead of line number 8, just copy paste this, whatever I have given. I mean, after line number 8, so
Okay. Okay.
paste.
So run.
No, before that, you just enter Command Shift O, Command plus Shift plus O.
Shift O.
Yeah, O.
Is that for Windows same thing as a Control Shift O?
Control Shift O. Yes.
Да. Когда нажимаем до или после
You gotta
ча?
paste, no, you gotta paste the thing.
No.
О, и потом здесь Command Shift O.
So what about this send keys command?
Что это
Should I
делает?
press?
What is it telling? What is that?
The method is the type of argument is not applicable. Is not applicable for arguments. The method send keys is not applicable.
Just remove that send keys 1, 2, 3, 4 everything. Just say password field dot.
Just remove send keys.
Yeah, from semicolon, let the last semicolon till dot. You can remove everything.
Really?
Да ну на.
Remove bracket. No. Last, just let us try. Just one.
Remove that.
In line number 22, go to the end.
Uh-huh.
Line number 22. Yeah, go to end. Remove semicolon, braces, dot also, and put a new dot. See send. So just start typing send keys. Yeah, double click at the end. Okay. Now use double quotes.
and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it is giving the same error. Just scroll to the top. Your import statements. I want to see your import statement. Selenium. Let me just try myself. Just give me. Should not be a problem. Just give me. I think it might be because of the older Gradle file. Can you just, I have given the new Gradle file. Can you just download that and replace that into your project?
Yeah.
Copy that and put it into your, first remove the existing file and put this.
Delete. Okay.
Yeah, delete this first. And paste it here. Not in bin. It should be outside, right? Along with source. Not inside the source, but it should be outside. On the top, just click on the your view is something wrong. Okay. On the top, you have 4 boxes, right? Click on that 4 boxes. Not there. Inside the bin, you have, yeah. Just before that, first option, 4 boxes.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you paste. Go outside of this folder. Should not be in bin. Click on the back button on the top. The back button. Yeah. Here, click on 4 boxes. Yeah. Now you paste it here. Your build already. Now you go to your command prompt to this location, and you have to say Gradle clean Eclipse. One more time. Go to the correct location first. Not there. You should be in Fits Automation. /desktop and then Fits. Others, are you able to do that? Because I think we have used a wrong Gradle file. I've given you older one. Now say Gradle clean Eclipse. It's there on the Slack. If you need, I can repaste. Okay, now you go to your Eclipse and just refresh your project. Just say Command Shift O. What happened? I think you again got that problem. Public class C, the first one. Go to project settings and then correct the JRE. Not there. Right click on the fits. Yeah, properties. Build path. Somehow it is detecting that you are in 10.
Yeah.
Double click. Select the last one. Yeah, finish. Apply and close. You know, still you are getting that send keys. Huh? Can you just remove the double quotes and put the double quotes back? Only
Mhm.
double quotes. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. No, remove. Put it back. Double quotes. I'm going. I'm not getting it.
Я игнорировал это. Делаешь ты поменял. Или в групп написать надо, или игнорировать. На шашке у нас. Где-то думаю.
Can you just do one thing? That's because of some problem with Java 8. Just use this. I have just put it into the Slack. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, remove 1, 2, 3, 5 and add this. The complete thing from new string to end. That complete line. Remove double quotes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Double
Double
quotes.
quotes also, and paste this. Okay. Do the same thing for QA, Uber dot whatever. Okay. Just instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there put something. Even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is okay. Let it fail. And now click on 16, line number 16. Yeah, add throws exception.
What's up? What you said?
Yeah, add throws declaration. Double click on that. That will correct. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Save it. Command S.
Mm-hmm.
Now right click on this and execute.
On fits.
Right click on your code, anywhere on the code. Yeah, run as Java application.
Exception.
Select the code driver and execute. Can you do one thing? Can you replace your previous build.jar file back? You are using older. Which version are you using? Firefox?
Yeah, it's really old. I think it's
46, right?
No, it's before that. It's actually
44.
44.
44. If you are using older, then use the old build.gradle.
So
The build.gradle which I have given previously, not this build.
remove Firefox.
Not Firefox. The build.gradle file I have given previously one build.gradle file. You have to use it. Build.gradle file, right? You remove this file, whatever you have. Put the previous file, what you put it on the desktop, like, or from Slack you can download the older. Now, on the other screen you can drag from. Yeah. Now again on terminal, just say Gradle clean Eclipse Eclipse, because you are using the older version of Firefox. It won't download anything because it remembers the older files also. Eclipse.
Should I run it again?
Refresh it first.
Refresh.
Whenever you make any changes, you have to refresh your project. No, it got the same problems. Correct it first. Right click on your, not that, right click on your project, read the build path. Somehow this is coming again and again. Build path. Change, configure build path. Hold on.
Yeah, I got the 10 again.
Yeah. This I'll tell you how to correct it permanently tomorrow. Let me see why it is coming. Double click that and say use default. Last one. Say finish. Close, apply and close. Now try to right click and run as Java.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, it opens.
It is going to fix application.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
So because it's a wrong email password, it's not able to log.
Мгм. И как это все
But
делается?
in the code, change, put your correct email. Your credentials. If it's not anything secret, it's okay. You can put it. It's a common password for something. Don't put it.
No, not really. I just don't remember which password I was using.
Okay.
It was just been-
So if you change in line number 20 username, line number 22 password, it should be able to log in. Okay. But in this class, we don't understand this code. That's okay. The
Yeah,
expected is you should be able to set up this environment.
We're gonna try to log in.
Давай.
Somebody want to reveal their secrets on your laptop?
Это email.
Email. Yeah. Awesome.
Здесь?
Double click.
Just wait. I have put some timeouts in between.
Mm.
Nice.
Okay. That's it. I mean, it will just log in. That's what I have written the code.
Okay.
Don't do anything
I
else.
have to change my password, huh?
Да.
You should change it through automation. So anybody can revise what we have done today.
A lot of stuff.
Интересно. Я не знаю, куда идти вообще.
So first we started understanding what is Java in a single line. Java is a programming language which we have selected for Selenium, and we have installed Java. And before we install Java, we just try to understand Java will have two types of libraries. One is system library. Second one is third-party library. And third-party libraries will be distributed as both system libraries and third-party libraries will be in the form of jar files. Jar stands for Java Archive. And third-party libraries will be distributed as jar files using Maven repository. Maven repository is like a public library hall. And mavenrepository.com is the site from which we can directly download the jar files. But the problem is these jar files again will have dependencies, and all these dependencies should be maintained with the correct version, which will be difficult for us. So we use tools like Maven or Gradle. So in this class, we have installed Java, we have installed Gradle, and we have also installed Eclipse. So Eclipse is a integrated development environment or IDE because when we try to do the first program in Eclipse, it autofilled few things. Whenever we say Command Shift O or Control Shift O in Windows, it has autofilled some import statements and all. So it actually aids you, it helps you. So even without Eclipse, you can complete your task, but it will take more time. Okay, so Eclipse kind of tools, Eclipse, IntelliJ, IDEA, IntelliJ or NetBeans, is only to speed up your work. Without that also you can do the work. But if you don't have Java itself, you cannot work. So Maven or Gradle is also like that. With that, you can easily maintain your project. But even without that, you can still go ahead and do the project. But it will take a lot of time. But Java and Selenium library is not like that. So if you see here, actually, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So if you see here in the reference libraries, you can see Selenium Java -3.7.0 Java. Okay. Probably Soslan, when you see, it will be 2. Version for you. Okay. So because we are using 2.0, because in 3.0, any Firefox version less than, I think, 49 will not work. Okay, because you are using 44, I asked you to use 2. Something. Okay. So that's why I said like you use the older build Gradle file or new Gradle file, because based on that it is downloading different jar files. And this jar file is nothing but Selenium. And in this training, we will understand what are different things about this jar file or this library. So essentially, it's a understanding a single library most of our time. So, what are today's tasks? Basics. Install JDK. Install Eclipse. Install.
Ты саму сделаешь, мы делаем.
Set up project.
Video.
Видео будет, блядь,
Info.
Ну, а вот вопросительно, что просто сделан Фройде быстро.
Alex should be able to download the video, right?
Yeah, I'll ask him to do it right now. So
Sure. Import the project and create first class and execute it, because that will make sure that everything is. And probably you have to import test cases. So you finish importing test cases. Did you get this option, by the way?
yeah, I did it already.
Okay.
I got a couple issues when I did the Liberate test cases. I gotta fix them. So
And record and play back at least 5 test cases using Selenium 3.
No, it's too much. It's impossible.
By tomorrow you should be able to complete this, okay? Otherwise we keep on increasing the backlog.
yeah.
Yeah, and from tomorrow actually I'll start Java, so it will be I mean, you during the day you have to do some exercises, so you will not have enough time. Like all these 5 days we have a lot of time during the day, but now we will not have, because you have to understand it and do some tasks.
Anything else?
Когда же-
Oh, I've got a quick question.
Only quick.
On when I validate test cases, can I leave components? I think can I leave it blank?
No, use some component.
Huh?
You gotta
Use some component. Some of the component.
What
It
components?
might,
ID group ID or what?
test group.
no, components, right? You have something called components.
It's about test group or something like
No, components. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you try to create a test case using Jira, you have components here, and if you just click on the drop down, you have all the components.
Yeah,
It's
but
different from test group.
before I upload to the Jira, do I have
You
to
have to-
put
You
in
have
a-
to fill it in the your sheet.
Okay.
then only it will create for all those test cases.
Okay.
Whatever you left empty, it doesn't fill anything because there is no default value for component.
Okay.
Priority, because it is filling, because if you see here, it has having a default value, so it will fill it. Even assignee, it's automatic default, so it will fill it.
So if I leave it blank, can I add it in the Jira already, or?
Yeah, if you leave it blank, you can add it in Jira, but you have to open each test case and do it so many times, right? If you have 5 test cases, you have to open 5 different test cases separately and edit it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So
Let
if
me
you
use
have
the
any
slides also.
questions, we'll just call you on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. My cell phone will be in silent mode from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. So
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. Oh,
yeah,
like-
let me just give the slides.
Yep.
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 Yep. Yep. Твой мой. Оба. Куда пошел? За компьютером?
Да нет.
Выключать, что ли? Какая здесь?
Just make sure your setup is ready by tomorrow because we'll start Java.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll try to set up. Хотим. Что-то умер.
So that's will be our main goal for today, to make sure to have everything set up for tomorrow.
Yeah, and also record playback.
Yeah.
Playback. Okay. It's easy.
Даже ничего не делал.
Да, попарим.
Yeah, I'll just say is this
Ближам, что хочешь. Что не Ника?
okay? I have given the slides also. Just ask Alex to upload the video.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll meet tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you for your time again. Good night to
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Yeah.
Good day.
All right. Bye bye.
Victoria, I'll be available on Slack. I'll help you.
Что?
Victoria, Chipach,
Victoria, wake up.
Шипач.
Шипач, Victoria.
Freeway.
Highway.